Hello friends, I am going to discuss optical fiber communication. I'll be starting with its history of optical fiber communication, various discoveries of the source, laser source, then optical fiber, and the finally in optical fiber different types of inventions like first single mode, then high loss has been reduced to lower loss, and then after discussing history, I will be discussing the optical fiber, its structure, its working principle, and different types of optical fiber. Finally, I will be discussing different applications of optical fiber in communication as well as different areas of engineering. So let me discuss what is optical fiber. Here you can see this is the optical fiber. Light is coming out of this. So optical fiber, it's an optical fiber is a hair thin cylindrical fiber of glass or any transparent dielectric medium. The fiber which are used for optical communication are waveguides made of transparent dielectrics. Its function is to guide visible and infrared light over long distances. So principle of waveguide, how it guides depends on the physics of total internal reflection, which we will discuss in coming slides. So, come to the structure of optical fiber. It is mainly two cylindrical core structures. The inner structure is called cylindrical structure is called core, and outer layer is called cladding. The core refractive index is always higher than the cladding refractive index. Average diameter of core is approximately 5 to 100 micrometer, and cladding is the outer optical material surrounding the core having refractive index lower than the core, and the outermost one is called the buffer coating. It is the plastic coating that protects the fiber made up of silicon rubber. Its approximate diameter is 250 to 300 micrometer, and you can see there are even different layers 1 to 9 to give support and mechanical support and strength, and also to remove electromagnetic induction of the optical fiber. So different layers are given, names are given here. So we need to focus mainly core and cladding for the working principle of optical fiber. So the total internal reflection in optical fiber is the physics behind uh, which the laser light or LED light is being launched into the optical fiber, and it's get propagated long distance without any distortion or loss. So what is total internal reflection? When a ray of light travels from a denser to rarer medium such that the angle of incident is greater than the critical angle, the ray reflects back into the same medium. This phenomena is called the total internal reflection. In the optical fiber, the rays undergo depend total number of refractions until it emerges out of other end of the fiber, even if the fiber is bent. So the main principle, you can see when light is launched from one side, and suppose here is a normal vertical line, and this angle, incident angle between incident ray and normal, if this angle is greater than the critical angle, then total internal reflection occurs. Then what is critical angle? You should learn that also in the +2 level. So critical angle is nothing but the incident angle at which it bends completely 90 degrees from the normal. So here two ray diagrams are shown how it goes. The light enters into the optical fiber core. It gets totally internally reflected from the interface core to cladding interface here, and again here, again core to cladding interface, it gets reflected, so each time it gets reflected following the principle of total internal reflection. So here is the another blue line path. So there will maybe different paths, each path follows total internal reflection. At it's launched at the input, it will be emerging at the output. However, if there is band in the optical fiber, still it works because the distance, the wavelength is very smaller in comparison to this length. So it doesn't see the band. Now, light propagation through the optical fiber. Here it is showing core cladding, and light is going in zigzag motion throughout the core. It doesn't come out of the core because refractive index outside the core is smaller, which is the inherent property of any material, that light always confines into the higher index material. For light propagation through the fiber, the condition for total internal reflection should be met at the core cladding interface. What is numerical aperture? So it's again physics. Here in PPT. I can show the final result. I cannot derive the complete one here. So a very useful parameter measure of light collecting ability of fiber is called the numerical aperture. So suppose there is a cone of angle theta. Theta is the half angle of this cone, and within this cone all the input light is launched into the core of the optical fiber. What happens when it hits this interface, air to core interface? It will be bent inside the core. It will not be straight line, it will be bent. Suppose it comes through this way and it bends through this way, and at this point, suppose there is a normal and the angle is exactly equal to the critical angle, then it goes totally internally reflected. Now what happens to the light which is outside this core? Suppose some light is coming from this way and it bends little lesser. If it bends little less, then the angle here is less than the critical angle. So it doesn't fulfill the total internal reflection, so that light will not be guided inside the core. So all the lights outside this conical area will vanish and it will not propagate inside the core. So within this core is such that this light bends inside the core and it makes exactly equal to critical angle with the normal. So within the core, all the lights will be accepted. So this is called cone of acceptance, and numerical aperture is defined as sine of this angle, half angle of this cone theta a, which will be equal to mathematically you can prove this square root of n core square minus n cladding square. Numerical aperture varies from 0.12 to 0.2 for single mode fiber and 0.2 to 0.5 for multi-mode fiber. We will see what are the single mode and multi-mode fibers in later. So we can classify optical fiber based on number of modes and based on refractive index. So based on number of modes, it can be single mode fiber or it can be multi-mode fiber. Single mode fiber is the fiber in which only one mode propagates, and multi-mode fiber more than one mode propagates, or you can say simultaneously 2 or 3 modes or more than 2-3 modes propagates. We will discuss later what is the mode also. Refractive, based on refractive index, it is step index optical fiber and graded index optical fiber. We will see all these structures. Single mode optical fiber. So it's approximately here is the two circle. One circle is single mode, another circle is multi-mode, and there are something common to the both. So it's a single mode fiber core diameter is 9 micrometer. Here core diameter is 50 to 62 micrometer. So you can see for multi-mode diameter, core diameter increases. It's like that. Higher the width of the pipe, more water will be flowing inside that. Like that, for multi-mode fiber, more number of modes will be existing when the core diameter increases. It's just analogical to the pipe and water flowing through that. Higher bandwidth and lower attenuation is possible in single mode fiber. However, in multi-mode fiber, lower bandwidth and higher attenuation is existing. For single mode fiber, APC or UPC options is available. Here, PC UPC polish option is available. And there are some another here you can use in LAN. This you can use in telecom. Well, generally in telecommunication, single mode fiber is used, but to supply internet services, multi-mode fiber is being used. This is the major example. And common is that both are made up of glass fiber. It is simplex or duplex. It may be simplex, duplex is the type of optical fiber, and there are another different types of connectors are this. So step index fiber. When the refractive index of the core is constant and cladding is also constant, it is called single step index fiber. Light rays propagate through it in the form of meridianal rays which crosses the fiber axis during every reflection at the core cladding boundary. Graded index fiber. In this type of fiber, core has a non-uniform refractive index that gradually decreases from the center towards the core cladding interface. The cladding has a uniform refractive index. The light rays propagate through it in the form of skewed rays and helical rays. They do not cross the fiber axis at any time. So here you can see step index fiber. This is the core radial direction and this is the index direction. So index remains constant N2 throughout the core region, and outside the cladding region, index decreases and remains constant for the step index fiber. Same for the graded index fiber. You can see throughout the core region, index gradually increases, goes to the maximum value and gradually decreases, and cladding index remains constant. And the ray diagram, when light is launched inside the core, so here it can take different paths, straight line paths, because the core index is constant. Light of ray will be following the straight line paths, and it will hit the core cladding interface at different points. That's why when it gets reflected back, it doesn't intersect each other. So each rays goes without touching each other, and they doesn't cross the axial line also. But in the graded index fiber, because the refracting index of the core is gradually decreasing up to the core cladding interface, when light comes inside the core center axial line, it gradually bends by fulfilling the Snell's law, and bends, so its ray diagram becomes smooth. At the finally it gets totally internally reflected at the core cladding interface. Again, it bends smoothly. So you can see the sinusoid-like structure, and since it starts at core center, so this gradual bending will again make it to reach at the center. So all the line which is emerging from this core center will go gradually bending and get totally internally reflected, again gradually bending in another direction, so they will meet the same point. And this is the single another type of fiber is single mode fiber. So if there are different ray diagram, each ray diagram doesn't meet at a point, it's multimode fiber. And if it meets at single point, if all images at the core goes to hit the interface of core and cladding and again comes back and hits the axial line, and all the rays follow the same path, it's the single mode fiber. But if it hits the core at different points, then it is the multimode fiber. So in either it is step index fiber or graded index fiber, both the structure, the fiber may be accumulating single mode or it may accumulate multimode based on its core and cladding diameter. When core diameter is small, it allows single mode. When core diameter is large, it allows multimode. No, there are different types of pulse. In step index fiber, if this is the pulse after traveling long distance, it gets attenuated, distorted, so its magnitude is reducing, its shape is also spreading. But in graded index fiber, its magnitude is decreasing, but its spread is little bit less, it maintains its shape. But if you can see in single mode fiber, there is the pulse of light, it propagates and it maintains its pulse shape as well as the amplitude. So based out of these three is the single mode fiber, and it is inherently uh, being used for the optical fiber communication throughout the world mostly. But graded index fiber and step index, these are being used for different purposes like imaging in medical and sensing and different purposes like Ethernet, etc. So optical fiber comparison, you can compare multimode fiber and single mode fiber. So multimode fiber, to launch light, we use light source LED or laser diode, intrinsic laser diode or light emitting diode. But for single mode fiber, we use laser diode only. Laser diode has its property, it's that it has very small bandwidth, but LED has very larger bandwidth. So bandwidth, you can see it's greater than 1 gigahertz. Here it is up to 1000 gigahertz. So wavelength used for the multimode fiber is 850 to 1300 nanometer, and for single mode fiber 1300 to 1500 nanometer. So how wavelength is being selected? It's decided by the ITU channel, International Telecommunication Union. Core cladding ratio, you can see here for multimode 62.5 micrometer to 125 micrometer. Cladding diameter is always larger than the core. However, in the case of single mode fiber, both are being reduced. You can see that it's 62 gets reduced to 8 and it remains same. So core diameter becomes 8 times less approximately for single mode fiber. That's why the reason is that it accumulates one mode only. And the larger the core diameter, it accumulates more modes. So optical fiber link, you can see how the optical fiber allows the data which comes from the analog data like speech data, audio data, video data, text data are being converted into 0-1 pattern of electronic circuit, electronic data, and those electronic data is how those electronic data is being transferred into the optical and again back to the electronic. So this can be understood in optical fiber link. Here is the input signal, which is transferred to the coder or converter. Again, it goes to the light source, and again source to fiber interface. Then again goes to the long fiber optics cable, comes to the fiber to light interface. Again, light decoder, amplifier, shape decoder, and output. So input signal here is nothing but the electronic signal or electrical current or voltage. This current and voltage signals are sampled and converted into the 0-1, which is called the code conversion. Now 0 1 of electrical signal is being transferred to the light source like laser or LED. So LED will be switching on or off according to this electronic signal 10 bit. Now this electronic data or signal is conveyed into the light. So it conveys its message to the light. Light becomes on off as the pattern 1 or 0 comes. Now this light source which is blinking on off is being launched into the optical fiber through an interface. So interface is required to reduce the losses between this source to the optical fiber, because light source may be having a larger diameter, interface diameter, and core diameter is very small, 10 micrometer to 100 micrometer. So there must need one source to fiber interface. We will discuss this also. And light goes into the optical fiber. It follows the total internal reflection to propagate inside the optical fiber, and it confines inside the fiber, goes longer distance even if there is band, because the band diameter is larger in comparison to the wavelength of the light source. It comes to the again at the receiver side. So this whole part is transmitter side, and receiver side it is getting collected by the light decoder. So light decoder, light is being converted into the electrical signal back, but it doesn't come directly. There must be again interface to reduce the loss of all the lights must be collected by the decoder. So there should be some mechanism, interfacing mechanism which transfers all these lights to the decoder, and decoded electric signal again is getting amplified, and the amplified signal comes out as an electronic signal. So optical fiber network, you can see TV, broadboard, telephone, personal computer, telephone, all communicates to the optical fiber. It goes to the gateway, and gateway to the network, optical network, and likewise. This is the where can you find the huge optical cable networks? It's the transatlantic optical fiber throughout the whole world, in the USA, America, this the Asia, Europe, and Asia. So everywhere optical fiber is being used, and it's long thousands of kilometers of fiber have been launched. So in India, there's the huge network of optical fiber, and different names are also there. There's a different size of network by company, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, different tiers of development. Is the how internet user worldwide increasing its capacity throughout the year. So year increases, its capacity also increases. Upgraded communication, application optical fiber. You can see the applications, broad application. One application is in communication, data storage. Another is in military. Military, different types to find the location, navigate, mapping, tracking, different ways. And in medical also, and military also. And there are some important things you must know about the optical fiber. So as you can see, it's the roadmap or history of the optical fiber communication. Advantage of optical fiber communication: it's low cost, lightweight, higher carrying capacity, less signal degradation, low power, EMC, interference immunity, non-flammable. So all you can see in details is the evolution of optoelectronics devices. Once optical fiber got matured in technology, people started working its application in even different domains. So these are the different domains uh, where principle of optical fiber are used. So one of the most important domain is optoelectronics devices, where optics and electronics comes together and works. Interconversion happens always. Like electrical signal will be converted into optical, and optical signal will be converted back into electrical. It's not going through long haul communication, but within the small region of the instrument, it gets converted back and forth using the principle of conversion of electrical to optical, optical to electrical. Different optoelectronic devices emerged. So here I stop this first long time video. Thank you for watching this.